Hey, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a get ready with me and all of my favorite products, pretty much that I use on the daily. This is kind of my bed head, so apologize for that. It's getting warmer here. The frizz is starting to come out, and the curliness in the morning underneath. It's warm today and I'm so excited. So if you're interested in best products that I use, then let's get started. Okay, so today I'm going to be using the best products ever that I use on a daily. So actually I'm going to be putting my hair up later, so I'm not doing anything with it right this second. But I do want to do my makeup, and I want to tell you some of the best products that I use on a daily, and most of them I have backups of. So let's get started. So first off is the Kate Somerville Wrinkle Warrior. This is a must-have. If you don't use a primer or anything like that, this is what I use as my primer pretty much. It moisturizes, but it also plumps your skin. It's on the pricey side, but it's well worth it and it lasts a long time. So my skin is typically normal to dry. I don't really have oily spots anymore in my life for the most part. But this one, it goes with all skin types, and it is a 2-in-1 plumping moisturizer and serum. So I use this on the daily, and I do have backups of this as well. The next thing that I use is the Exuviance neck cream. This is a toning neck cream. They have changed their packaging to a cream color brown since I have purchased this one, but this goes all over my neck. I do not have a backup of this because it's such a large jar and I can see what's in it. Again, on the pricey side, but I have used this. A jar like this will last you way over a year because I just use it on my neck and that's about it. So I don't have a backup of that. Okay, so the next thing, and personally I think this is one of the best products that they have come out with Kate Somerville. I keep going back and back for that one. And when they have sales on it, I get two because normally they're like 40 or 50% off sometimes, and that is a great deal. The Exuviance also has sales a lot of time, so save up your points at Ulta. Try to get those products with your points or the percentages off. That's the best way to do it. Okay, the next thing that I normally use is foundation, obviously. I use a couple different versions of foundation, especially in the summer. My most go-to is the Nars, Tinted Moisturizer. It's early in the morning. Okay, the Nars Tinted Moisturizer. That is my go-to. I have a couple shades of this, and both of these bottles are pretty much almost gone. Between that and let me find my other one here, is Laura Mercier, and that is also a tinted moisturizer for summer. And I also like the Bare Minerals, their tinted moisturizer as well. All three brands come in exclusive colors, many colors, so you can find your best match. But the one that I go to the most is the Nars, and this is why I mean, even though this guy is a serum and moisturizer, this also has some moisturizing in it, again, for my dry skin. So the shade that I use is Alaska, which is one of the, and again, this is bad. I'm gonna have to mix these two because these are like out. Let's see what I can get out of this one. Okay, there we go. And actually the Saint Tropez is, or Saint Moritz is the darker of the two. And while I'm on the subject of foundation, this guy here is the best brush ever for foundation. I love it. I go through them like crazy. As far as a paddle goes, if you like the paddles, this is the MAC, and I don't buy a whole lot of MAC things, but this guy is like on my staple list. At one point I had broken the head off, and I was lost without it. So next time I went back, I bought 2. So I have 1 on the back list. So again, I always put my foundation on my hand and lightly cover. Now, if you want a heavy coverage, now I'm talking, this is for summer use right now. So it's starting to get warm. It's in the 70s, high 70s today, low 80s. So that is cool. Not cool as in cool, but nice outside. But the humidity's not there yet, thank goodness. But again, these products is what I use for summer use. The Kate Somerville is like a blurring primer. It's awesome. It is, you can't really tell that it plumps. I can't tell that it plumps, but it does just enough to where when you put your foundation on over top of it, to the very end, it looks flawless. So, but this guy here is another game changer. It's a game changer, I'm telling you. The little stipple brushes, you know, no, this guy is what you need. And if I can put it up here a little bit, this is what it is. It's the smaller one of what MAC has. And I can't remember how much it is, to be honest. I'll try to link it here. I'll link all of the products down below of what I use. Most of them come from Ulta. I worked more recently at Ulta than Sephora, but I was introduced to a lot of these products when I worked at Sephora. Some of my products today that I'm going to be talking about are more recent products, but and then I just kind of let this dry a little bit. All right, so that is that for foundation. Now those are tinted moisturizers. When I go in for more foundation, I like the ABH foundation, the Lancome. What is some of my other ones? Hourglass. Hourglass is a hard one to match. It's a hard one to match, although I love their formula. Bare Minerals, they're 24-hour, is it 24-hour? 24-hour wear. I like that foundation as well. When you're talking about drugstore, I like, what is it? Revlon. The Revlon. I love that one. And actually Natasha Denona is really good as well. I like that one. And that is more full coverage when you're not talking about tinted moisturizers. So those are on my favorite lists as well. And I have them like right here on my desk. The Hourglass, when I do use that, I do use the Hourglass Veil with that as well as a primer. And they also have a tinted moisturizer, but I haven't really ventured too much into that. But the foundation that I use is their oil-free fluid makeup, and it's their Veil from Hourglass. If you can see it without the shining light there. There we go. All right. So as I'm letting that dry a little bit, now I do put that as well on my eyelids. I just do it. So it kind of like starts with a match. Okay, I go to eyebrows next. Benefit Brow. This is precisely my brow. This is in shade 2. I go between a 2 and a 3 depending on the shade of my hair. So this is what I use on the daily. let me just kind of like wipe or tap a little bit of this foundation, a little bit here. All right, this was a game changer when they came out with this. It was so different from all of the other brow pencils. Does it last longer? Yes. Does it go on smoother and glide on for that perfect perfect arch? Yes, it does. It is I shouldn't say waxier than other brow pencils. You know, I go between this one and the ABH. The difference between this and ABH is ABH has more defined colors, like on the red side, on the brown side, on the taupe side. Benefit is starting to expand their colors on this as well. They came out with the point system, which I go between a 2 and a 3. They're starting to branch out where some of their colors are a little bit more on the reddish side, more on the taupe. This is more on the taupe side. The 3 that I use is a little bit darker on the dark brown side. But they go all the way to black, so does ABH. And I do have more backups of the Benefit than I do ABH. This one I think stays on a lot longer than the ABH. It just does. It's a totally different texture than what the ABH is. It is, like I said, I shouldn't say waxier, but that's what comes to my mind when I say it stays longer. The ABH is more, it's not as thick, I guess is what it is. It's not as thick when it glides on. You can still get the same coverage. You know, I do better with a pencil than I do with like their brow pomade. I just don't do well with that. I think, you know, the shades are awesome in both their pencils and their pomade, but I just can't do it with a brush. I can't get the strokes correctly. This is my go-to, and I have like 2 or 3 backups of this because depending on like when I get my eyebrows darkened or whatever, then you know, when I do that and I get them waxed, then I don't have to use quite as much of this. So, all right, so that is that as well. Okay, the next thing is a newer product, and this is the ABH Brow Freeze. I always say pomade, I don't know why. This is the Brow Freeze. This is a newer product. It comes in clear. And what I do is she did come out with a brush after the fact of the launch. I have not gotten that because I'm like, I don't wash my eyebrow brushes quite as frequently. So I get the disposables for this. So I can just throw them away. I am not going to wash this or wash a regular brush from pomade or from Freeze when I can just throw this away. So what I do is I get this and I bend the top of it a little bit and just go over the hairs just a tad, and like that is it. Poof, that's what I do. Now you can see on here from a previous time that I used, it turns white after it dries. So that's why I don't use a regular brush for it. So that is that. Oh, I have an eyelash on me. Dang. All right. So that's that. I do not have a backup of that because that little container is gonna last you months. It's gonna last you way over a year for sure. Okay. Next, I'm going to go in with eye primer. The eye primers that I tend to use on the daily are either the ABH, what is it? I guess it's the ABH eye primer. Now this guy is it's a white cast. Some of them are clear. I like the Marc Jacobs as well. I don't use that one quite as much, but I have tons on hand. Morphe. Morphe is another good one. And the tried and true Too Faced Shadow Insurance. That was always my #1 go until I found the ABH. And I like the ABH better, I think, because it has that color in it. And I used to use Urban Decay. I don't like them anymore. I think that they're too greasy. They're too greasy for me. I have a hooded eye, so it makes a difference in the texture, I think. So anyway, I put this on. This is like a cream color. A little dab will do you. And it's, I mean, you could make your eye white if you wanted to. I do not. But I mean, and this little tube will last you a long time. I find that when you use the serums like the Urban Decay and the Too Faced Shadow Insurance, that you really have to mix it up in the tube, like squish it before you get it out, because otherwise it's just not good. It separates in the tube, and when you push it out, it's separated when it comes onto your finger. So, but this guy has not. It's been tried and true. I don't have a backup for that because this tube is gonna last you forever. So that is that one. Okay, so the next thing is eyeshadow. The ones that I reach for the most are the palettes of ABH. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, 7 of them in her palettes. Not the same colors, of course, but I've got the purple one. I've got I've got all of them, and the Sultry palette, the Modern Renaissance palette, which was one of the very first ones, the Carly Bible, the purple one, which was the daughter's name. I've got them all, and they're all this size. Norvina palette, and what's the other one? Oh, Soft Glam. Okay, so these are the size that I have, and I always go back to the Sultry palette, or the Subculture palette, and this is the one that was the most controversial. And I don't know why, but like when I go on vacation, or if I'm like going out like to pack a bag, this is what I normally take, is the Subculture, because it's got the neutrals and the darker colors for the outer corner. Plus it has a couple shimmers in there, lighter shimmers. And the other one that I always take is the Jaclyn Hill palette. Now, guys, I'm not joking about this. The Jaclyn Hill palette is one of my most favorite, and I do have a backup of this one in case something happens to this one, because these colors up here are normally this whole row here, as well as the blacks and the browns, is what I use constantly. Every now and again, I'll throw in some purple or blues or something like that, but this to this right here, that's what I use on the daily. So let me start with my eye collection here on what I'm doing. And another thing that I use is the ColourPop, and this I think is the best product that they have ever made in ColourPop. I have not been a real fan of ColourPop in the past. Some of their eyeshadows are iffy to me. I don't like a whole lot of them. I like the singles better than the palettes for sure. Whew. I like the singles better than the palettes. This one actually happens to be, it's the Flexitarian. It's a Super Shock Cheek is what this is. This is not a powder. Well, it kind of dries down to a powder, but it's soft. If you could, it's like putty almost. It's so soft. But I always put this like on my inner, like that. Yeah, that's what I do. So I start with this guy here. And I brush it across my eye on the bottom. So that's that pop of white. And it's bright. It's not gold, it's not silver, it's just like a bright, enlightening color. So there is that. And this guy will last you forever too. I don't have a backup of this. But I love this feeling. It's so cool on your skin, and it feels fabulous. Now, this is not the way this is gonna stay, but that's my initial put on. Swipe anyway. All right. Then I either take the Subculture or I'll stick with Jaclyn today. And I'll take this yellow, and actually my nails are blue today. Blue and cream. And I'm just gonna go in that crease with that yellow color. Now the reason why I do that swipe to begin with is I think that it layers it underneath everything for the shimmer, and you don't have to work as hard to get it on after you put on the rest of your shadow. I know that doesn't make sense, and a lot of people don't do that, but that's my rhyme behind the reason of it. Yeah, so there we go for that. So I'm just gonna darken up that crease a little bit. And this is a really light color anyway. It's a light color. And again, you know, I've got a hooded eye, so it takes a little bit to swipe it on and get that color in there. And that's okay, you know. It's not a 2-second makeup job sometimes. Sometimes it is. But and I find too that if you use the ABH eye primer, because it has the color, you don't have to swipe your eye over top of like normal serum eye primers that aren't color, that don't have any color. Like normally I would go like in with this color right here, like with a flat brush, and do that and do it all over my eye. So when you're using a color eye primer that has a little tint to it, then you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. So you're, you know, killing two birds with one stone. So, did I just say that? I love birds. So, okay. So I'm getting that in there. And then I'm gonna take this guy right here, and this is just like a little button brush. And I'm gonna go on the brown side today. So let's go in with this rust color and some of this dark, and just put it in the outside corner. And there it looks more dark than it does rust, of course. There you go. And then before I blend it out again, these three guys are my favorite. I love these colors. They look similar, but they're so different. This one has a pink hue. This one has a little bit more golden hue. And with that white, but those are my, and even these two actually have a little bit of sparkle in them as well. But I'm gonna take that blender brush again and just go over, and I'm not like swooshing, I'm just like patting it so that it blends in. There we go. And once you pat it in, if you think that it needs some more, and I'm just gonna go in with the rust again and go right over top of it in the rust. And again, I'm not really, there we go. But you see how that makes that white pop? And then you don't have to go back in with it. You can just blend it right there where the two colors meet. And boom, you're done. Oh, my eyelash. Okay. And there is that. But these are the two palettes that I always take everywhere with me when I go overnight somewhere. I love these. All right. Then, if you have any, fallout, take a clean brush and just wipe it out. Normally, sometimes I do have some, but normally I don't. Then I take some eye cream. This guy is, I love this. This is the Algenist. It's the Genius. It's the ultimate anti-aging eye cream. Live by it between this one and Clarins. I love that one as well. Now this, when I talk about eye cream, you know, you don't normally like put eye cream over top of stuff. But with this, I can tell you, if you have a little creasing or under eye wrinkles, and I keep some of this in my purse at all times, a little jar. But if you take this, even afterwards, and you just go like this over top, because I don't put my foundation all the way up to my eye to begin with. I just don't. I never have. I think it causes creasiness. I don't care what foundation you use. It just does. And you can see that that just like blends. So you're not, you're less is more around your eyes for sure. But I don't know what is in this. I know it's fame to claim is that all of their products have algae in them and they make them from algae. But whatever is in this, if you put this on and you go outside and then it, you know, dries down to your skin, again, you don't have to put this all the way up to your eye to begin with. Any eye cream, if you put it down on your eye bone, on the top of your cheekbone, it is going to seep into your skin and it's going to move up to your eye. So you do not need to put it all the way up to your eye. Give it time and it will seep into your skin and go up there. I'll say most eye creams, depending on what they are. But that's my story. You don't need a lot of eye cream on there, and you definitely don't need it all the way up to your eye, because then you're going to just cause issues with your under eyeliner, and you don't need that mess. It takes away a lot of the creasing. It just does. It just does. Okay. And again, this is a light kind of summer look. It's not a heavy glam. It's not anything like that. All right, moving on to bronzer. My tried, true, and favorite is the powder bronzer by ABH. This guy, and the Nars. I love the Nars bronzer as well. Those are my two go-tos. And I have a backup of this one for sure. I go between both of them, but this is the one that I use the most ever. This one is in the shade Tawny. I talk about it almost every single time I'm doing a makeup review. And with me, I don't like normally contour a whole lot. I don't contour my nose. I just don't do that normally. I've got pretty high cheekbones to begin with. I always have. So I know it looks like I'm like beating my face, but just stick with me. So I always put that there. And then I take a kind of like a blender brush. This is from Bare Minerals. This is their Beautiful Finish brush. Now this one actually has like a hole in the middle, like it dips in, if you can see that. There we go, that's a good picture of it there. So I kind of like use the outside of it, so I'm not really using like the whole brush when I'm doing this. I'm using it like at an angle, and I'm kind of flushing it out. And just trust me on this. Keep it a little dark, okay? And if you want to go down your neck, then you can, or across your head, you know, for that contour. I just don't. I don't. I tan in the summertime normally, so I just don't contour. And it's easier for the heat for your face to take. Excuse me. It's easier for your. It's easier for your face to take the heat. So, all right. Now go back to the nose ring thing. I take a Q-tip, and because it always, and I haven't found a way to get around this, but, and then I just kind of like tap around it. I don't know. I haven't figured out a way to do it yet that doesn't like mess up your makeup. So I push it out and I take the Q-tip, wet it, and do that. And then if I have to, like right there, I'll go back in with the foundation brush and poof, there you go, all done. Yeah, there you go. So now you I don't know, I just haven't figured it out yet. Because it always gets, you know, around it. I don't know. And I do this like 2 or 3 times until I think I got it right. So there we go. But I need to get a darker stone for sure, instead of just that one. So there you are. Your nose is such an important part, and a lot of times I don't put the Kate Somerville on my nose typically if I know it's going to be a hot day, or but I do put my foundation on there. So it's because you don't want your foundation to slide off or anything like that with your makeup. So depending on the weather is how I do all that. But I definitely always put it here, here, and on my chin, to the top of my neck anyway. Okay, highlighter. Now, I use the Jaclyn Hill. I have not found anything any better. This is, when she first came out with this, I was just like dying that she wasn't going to relaunch this because it was so good. I was using this minutely because I was afraid I was going to run out. But this one is in the shade Extra. So many highlighters have either a gold tint or a rose tint or a peach tint. And I like the bright white tint. That's what I like. This one is in the shade Extra. This was her, this was the first launch. I can't read that right this second, but this was her first launch, and so hence the round instead of the square containers. When she came out with the second one, I did get 2 of the square containers to have on backup because this is my most favorite. And you can see right there, it's like a white. It's not a gold. I like gold for more like evening, but if you're like in the sunlight and so forth, I like this one. I like this guy. It's white. It is white. So I always do it on my cheeks, and then I take this and I do on my inner corner here. I do right below my brow bone to brighten that up. Now I have bought other highlighters, obviously. My backup is a lot of, well, of that, but I did buy the ABH, the Iced Out highlighter. I also have the Amrezy highlighter as well. The Iced Out has a gold tinge to it. It just does. It's got a gold tinge. And I like that one too, but, and it's more of a whitish gold, but this is what I like. It's the white. And where is my, when I wipe my fingers. All right, so, and then another thing that I do is right on the nose, because you want to hit the areas of your face where the sun would normally hit. So I always do down my nose, more on the tip. And then the infamous Cupid's bow. And I like pour it in there too. All right, so that is that. I do have a backup of this. I have two of the new square ones. I also had gotten her new bronzing. I do like that as well. I don't have a backup of that, but I use that sometimes on the daily as well. And I also have her smaller chunk highlighters, that one and the peachy one. Well, actually this one's white. It's got iced as well. But yeah, and then I have the purple one, which is the Hypnotic. And this one is the purple. I don't use that one as much, but I do love that one as well. So, but this guy is my tried and true. So, all right, if you're talking about blush, I don't use a whole lot of blush in the summertime, but if you're talking about blush, this is my go-to, and this is the Orgasm from Nars. This is a tiny palette, but I go for this every single time. It's got that hint of gold, and sometimes I even use this for eyeshadow, as a matter of fact. But it's got that, I don't know what it's got. It's got that rose, but it's got that bronzy kind of, I don't know. I love it. But this is my go-to, is the Orgasm. Now, and you know, there's a lot of controversy about this one, and some of the NARS names, but I love it. I love that bronzer. And then I'll take my brush again, and I'll like kind of blend those two together with my highlighter there and my bronzer. So that is that. And sometimes too, I will take my taper brush again, and I kind of blend a little bit at the top there, just a couple strokes to do that. All right. Eyeliner. My tried and true eyeliner that I have most of is Urban Decay. Hands down is Urban Decay. I've got 50 million eyeliners with that, as well as lip liners. They were the ones that always had the variety they always had the variety in colors. Yeah, hands down. So I'm going for kind of bronzy today, so I'm gonna go with this guy, and this is Lucky. Lucky, Lucky, Lucky. And it's got a little bit of shimmer in it. Always sharpen your pencils before you use them, girls. Always. Even if it's a little bit. Sharpeners, that's another thing. The sharpeners that I have found the best on the market are the Nars and the Urban Decay grinder. Those are the two that I pick. I've tried cheaper ones. These are like $10 a piece. I've tried cheaper ones, you know, CoverGirl, Maybelline, they never work, or I don't know what it is. But I always get the double head that, you know, you can go with the larger or the smaller pencils. So, again, this one's called Lucky, and I try not to tug on my lower eye anymore because I have done enough of that with wearing contacts. So I'm trying to take care of the wrinkle effect. And I just don't do that anymore. I typically do not put mascara on my bottom lashes because unless I have a light color on or whatever, I typically don't because I get eyelash extensions. So I just don't use mascara anymore. And I can link my girl down below if you're in this area to get your eyelashes done. It's 200% better for your eyes. And if you're a contact wearer like I am, it's hard. Your eyes are between the mascara and everything else. You just I can't do everything, you know, but with eyelash extensions, it's 1000% better. And you always look on fleek. Do they still use that? I don't know. So then I always use these guys too, a clean one obviously, and always brush down on your eyelash extensions instead of up. I always do down first and then up to spread them out if I need to. But look at that, flawless. All right, setting sprays. Let's move on to the next. Ones that I have backup of is always the tried and true Urban Decay All Nighter and the MAC Fix Plus. Always, 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 ladies, have that. So today I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay. And, you know, again, with things like this, with the higher price items, and not that this is really higher price, but save up your points at Ulta, and, you know, use your points for it or the discount that they give you, because that's when you get the most bang for your buck. So beauty blenders, not all beauty blenders are the same, but this is a key. Put your spray on, take your beauty blender, push. And actually, I'm not even sure what brand this one is. I think it's a Morphe one, to be honest. This is where you're gonna get your flawless finish, is once you put on your spray and then smush that into your skin. There's where you're gonna get your flawless finish. Okay, lipsticks. This one's a hard one. What do I like? I like, when you're talking about sticks, I like the Nars sticks. Nars sticks. Bite Beauty. I love Bite Beauty for they've got a ton of colors. Dose of Colors. Tried and True. Love them. Jeffree Star Cosmetics. Love them. This is like my go-to kind of color. on the bronzy kind of pink. These are like the main two that I wear from Jeffree Star, is the Gemini and what is this one? Ah, I can't read it. It's too Calabasas. Okay, are those two. When you're talking about sheer lipstick, I like the Dior. This is Dior 099. This is I don't know what, 099. And this is like a pink. It's kind of a shimmer sheer color for spring. I've been using that one. Becca has lipsticks. There's another pink. This one is, let me look, Pink Ribbon. Pink Ribbon, they call that one a neutral, interesting. And then any of the ABH lipsticks, love them. They're stick lips, or not sticks, they're liquid lipsticks. Any of the Stila lipsticks, love them. Always keep them in my purse. What's the other one? Lip liners, always Urban Decay or Nyx. Tried and true, Urban Decay or Nyx. Because of the variety. And MAC for their nudes. I always use MAC for their nudes. What else? Yeah. So I always spray before I do mascara and lipstick, always. I don't know why. I don't want anything to run. I don't want anything, yeah. So today I'm gonna go in with, and this one, Club Mix is what it's called, in the Nars stick. And again, there is your thick one, the larger stick. All right, now with these, you're not going to get like that sharp point, but that's where your lip liner comes in. So always do and these are kind of creamy. They're not like, and they do eventually dry down. But these are a little bit harder to control because they're larger. They're larger stick. And then I always, if you have trouble with lip liners, you can always use the Makeup Forever Lip Line Perfector. And this one is a clear liner. So that is great as well. Let me find, let's see. And I think I have most of them in my purse at the moment. So I'm gonna go with this. This is a NYX lip liner. And again, always, regardless of how sharp it is, always make it sharper. And just outline your lips. And this is not the exact color, sorry guys. Because you can always spread your lipstick a little more with this as well. And I don't tend to put my lip liners on ahead of time or before my lipstick. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. This time I didn't. I knew that one wasn't gonna match, so so that's that. So, and then I always go back and see if I need any more eyeliner or eyebrow pencil. I need those brows up to make my eye look open because I have a droopy eye. So there you go, there you have it. There is the face for the day. So there you go. I'm gonna put my hair up today, and wow, yeah, there you go. So really like this look. You can see it a little bit better. I will link everything down below on everything that you need to know. Let me know some questions that you have about summer makeup. You can always DM me on Instagram at Uptown Glam Girl, and I will be glad to help you with any questions. That's a great summer look. Yeah. All right, there you go. There you have it. All right. So thanks again so much for watching. I appreciate you all. Follow me on Instagram at Uptown Glam Girl, and I will catch you on the next one. Thanks so much, and God bless. Appreciate it. And we're done.